there's a certain culture of intolerance that is creeping into our national body politic. And by extension, a certain level of sycophancy from people in very high places. Nobody is talking. And it's amazing. You meet people in quiet places, and I cannot understand how people are overcome with fear. What is your problem? Who are you afraid of? Is it the gaping sycophancy that people were used to during the first regime? Everybody is trying to succumb to, power and authority. Is this how far we have come? We are basically abandoning our values and our principles as Ghanaians. But when you do that, politicians will always make sure that they keep you where you are. And I made these comments during my press conference that you are even lucky that you have young people who have been the subject and victims of non-performance by two dominant parties, MPP and ANC. It's not only about MPP, both parties. For 32 years, there are people who have finished school for 5-6 years. They don't have a job. And to add insult to injury, they can no longer even expect that they will have good drinking water in the next year or two. You see what happened in Kenya? You see what happened in Nigeria? Are we going to allow our young people to take to the streets in a more violent way before we start holding our politicians their feet to fire? Respectable people in the society, nobody is talking. And the young people are out in the streets. Don't get me wrong. I'm not condoning, unruly behavior. But the point is that if you push young people who are desperate and they have no hope for the future, they don't have an income, they are still staying with their parents, they cannot get married, they can't even expect that they can build a family. This is a national security risk. And the older generation who are not talking, it's amazing how we have come to this situation where everybody is hiding. And so, yes, the young men, and admittedly, and I made it very clear. I'm sorry that, Miriam, maybe you didn't listen to me. So I'm now wondering, it means that when I talk, maybe people are not listening. Because I had a press conference, an extensive one. And I said that, yes, admittedly, the young people went into excess. There were things that they did which I will never condone. Everybody who knows me knows that I don't condone that kind of behavior. They went overboard. But then, and I even praised the police for their professional management of the demonstrators during the 3-day period. How is it that after 3 days, you manage in such a professional way a demonstration, and then on the 3rd day you arrest them and you charge them with unlawful assembly? Can you believe this? You are drinking tea with them on the 1st day. You are judging, you are happy, until I think they went overboard. Then you got a little bit worried and you arrested them. 3 days you were with them. There was no problem. 3rd day they went overboard, you arrested them. And you charged them conspiracy to commit unlawful assembly and then unlawful assembly. How? And we have the Attorney General and the police bringing this kind of charge against these young people. As I speak now, they are in detention. And they are moving them from one detention to the other, denying them access to their families, to legal counsel, and for some of them to their medication, food and water. What is happening in this country, I don't want to sound like a prophet of doom, but we have to be serious. So I commented on it. I said, this is not acceptable. The police did well during the demonstration, but the post-arrest management is both unlawful and unconstitutional. So you arrest them 48 hours, you are required by law to put them before a court of competent jurisdiction. So you quickly develop a charge sheet, and this, when you do things in haste, this is what happens. First count, unlawful assembly. When you were aware that this assembly protest was going on, and you were with them, so that was my first worry about the police. And secondly, why are you denying them? Why are you denying them access to their legal right? Because remember, everybody in Ghana has a constitutional right for speech, free speech, and free movement and assembly. Of course, if you go in excess, then the law will take care of you. But after you have been arrested, our jurisprudence is clear. You are deemed to be innocent until you are found guilty. So why are we putting them into this state? And to make matters worse, they are put before different courts. And our judges have refused them bail. Even murderers, by law and by judicial precedents, cannot be denied bail unless there's really the need to deny them bail. How can you charge somebody with misdemeanor, which is a minor offense under our criminal code? You charge them with a misdemeanor and you are refusing them bail. It doesn't add up. As a lawyer, that's why I spoke out. So it is the wrong, it is an abuse of judicial discretion. What the judges have done, it's an abuse of judicial discretion. And you can see easily that it is motivated by political influence. That a judge cannot make a statement about why they are denying accused persons bail for a misdemeanor. You ask lawyers who understand this business. So there must be something behind it. Or we will teach you sense. Is that what we are talking about? And everybody, the older people in this society, they are talking. Everybody is quiet. Why are people not speaking out? And I'm surprised that I had a press conference and maybe Miriam did not hear me speak, And you see, the point is that why did they go into the streets? They went into the streets because of Galamsey. So all of us are not worried about Galamsey. We are not worried. And are we not the ones who should be speaking out in defense of these young people? Even if they went overboard, yes, let us criticize them for that. But now they are in cells. I have made sure that I've paid for legal representation for some of them. And yesterday I went to the cells to see some of them. Ghana, we have to be very careful because we are treading on very dangerous grounds now.